this, like I said, today's a bit of an impromptu stream. I didn't really plan on it until the Indie Direct got announced yesterday. I wanted to do this, and I wanted to play the Matrix experience. I have it downloaded, but I haven't really played it. I don't know if anyone else has, but it might be a cool thing to check out. Let me just change the title. Wholesome Direct. Wholesome Snack. No, 2021. No, 21. Okay. Yay! Right, we all ready? Are you ready, kids? Okay. Right. Hopefully, these are some games you might be interested in. Most of these games are coming out on PC first, or they'll announce it on here. So you'll probably see some games here that you won't ever see on a Direct, or you won't see till a Direct till probably like a month before the game's release. So we'll see. I always like these. These are really cute. It's a very cozy style Direct.
Welcome to Wholesome Snack, a bite-sized celebration of wholesome games. I'm Jenny Wyndham, and before we get started, if you see any games you're interested in, please go to wholesomegames.com to find out more about each title and ways to support the developers. So without further ado, let's get started.
Anna, have you ever seen the Wholesome Directs before? I will admit, the graphics reminds me a lot of those like mobile games that end up on those mobile games with those interesting graphics. Oh, it's like a D&D style world. Ah, it's a big fluffy. Garden Witch's Life. They have a Discord, a Twitter, and a Steam page.
War is over, but it closed your heart and your fist. Now, open your arms to heal the wounds of the past. Learn to create, forget to destroy. Your sword is back in its sheath, except to cut wood. Discover what you always knew. Defend what protects us. Ghosts remind you of what you wanted to forget. Remember,
Suffering mode, go away.
it is easier to make war than make peace.
Oh, so that's what this is about.
It's a small open world, a secret garden, a retreat of a busy world where empathy is a remedy to remorse.
Aka. This is really this is
Next up,
a really
we've got
different
some
story.
exciting news from one of my favorite wholesome games of all time.
Oh, is it recording? Hi, I'm Ranger John, and welcome to Hawk Peak Provincial Park. If you want nature, well, we're chock full of stuff out here. We got beautiful, relaxing beaches and tall, spectacular peaks. And now, with the power of technology, you can visit from your couch at home with Xbox and PlayStation. They say you can even bump the resolution up to 4K, whatever that means. That's pretty neat, eh? Technology never ceases to amaze me. Or confuse me. I barely even figure out how to download an email without the help of my grandson. Okay, anyway. Boot up your Xbox and PlayStation on November 16th and come along for a short hike. I was not the voice of Ranger John.
Our next game finds players cast away on an island populated by friendly friends.
What about Taco Bell?
It's time.
Taco Bell could
for
be in
trading
here.
Time.
Oh, this is different. It's a platformer. It's a cute platformer. Music's really nice. I always like it when they use a xylophone. Oh, this music reminds me a lot of Spyro. Wow, they've actually put the Yoshi gimmick in here. Prologue. This is cute. Oh, wow. Do you lead these fish? Can you lead the fish? This is an interesting game. Another game that reminds me of Greece. NAIAD. NAIAD? NAIAD? Game by High Warp. It's a Japanese game. It's a sea dragon! It's like that weird Ghibli movie.
Get ready to play as a male scout and deliver your very first letter.
Swimmy, swim, swim.
Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Well,
Swim,
let's
swam,
find out
swim.
A little bit more.
You need to deliver this letter. I can do that. Deliver letters. Aesthetic reminds me a lot of Psychonauts. Woo, post. Marvelous. Grumblewood. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Psychonauts, like in terms of like the way it's played. I wonder how big the world is. Meru time. Kickstarter, Freedom Games. It's a really cute game. Postman back.
You may remember our next game from our first ever Wholesome Direct back in 2020, which feels like at least 5 years ago by my count. But anyway, here's the new trailer for The Spirit and the Mouse.
Aww. It's an actual Pikachu. It's a literal Pikachu. There you are, Mouse. Come, we have lots of humans to help tonight. Oh, I think it's just an update. Like, they just say they exist.
From the creator of the delicious lemon cake and the adorable Punny Park, it is time to saddle up to the Ranch of Rivershine.
Care for your horsey. If you like horsies, this is a game for you. Scoop up the poop. Scoop the poop. It finally happened. Someone used it. Someone used it. A game for Applejack. The Ranch of the Rivershine.
Want to help a tiny little mushroom find its way home? Well, I've got the game for you.
Mushi is low. How did you grow your mushy cap? I've always had it, I think. Pixel graphics optional. And find your way home. I'm giving up. Giving up on what? Building this roof. Unfortunately, I didn't have that one set up, Ben. Hmm? It's a giant narwhal!
This next game is a co-op adventure about two unlikely companions. River Tales Stronger Together is a 3D platformer about a cat and a fish who must work together to overcome challenges that would be impossible to do alone.
That takes a whole new turn for catfishing. Oh, this is interesting. Nice. This is a nice art style too. That's a mean fish. It feels like one of those like cartoon games. No, this looks cool. Like it reminds me of one of them like CG cartoons for kids. I can imagine this being an animated series. Oh, this is a Kickstarter, no wonder. Etienne Trudeau. With audio by Disaster Space. This game is high. It's cute, but it's also very high. Decay and lie in the golden rain. What's up? This is interesting. Also, they didn't give this one an intro. February Fado. That's all, folks.
Play as a little kitty with a big personality in Little Kitty Big City. Explore the city, make some friends, and perhaps get into a little mischief.
This sounds like a game for me. Get to play as a cat, and it's cute. Oh my god, it's so cute! You need to find your way home. Urgently. Super duper urgently. Oh, for the love. I'm a little curious about this place. Curious, yeah? Well, curious to never hurt anyone, especially not a cat. You a small dog or a big mouse? You're a little kid lost in it and you need to find your way home. Eventually. I like this. This is cool. This is a cool opening. Ah, we don't have a release date, but it's so cool.
Last December, I told you about Slice of Life, Songs from Wholesome Games, a vinyl record that included contributions from A Short Hike, Spirit Fair, and many more. Just about a year later, and I am overjoyed to tell you that we raised over $10,000. So here's a little video put together by the folks at the Galaxy Fund to say thanks. It even includes words of wisdom and encouragement from some of the developers and musicians who gave life to Slice of Life.
Hey everyone, my name is Ava Carr. I'm the founder of Glitch and also the creator of the Galaxy Grant. From nothing to something, the Galaxy Grant is a prototype fund that's focused on the earliest stages of game development. Last year, the Wholesome Games community contributed over $10,000 to cap off our incredible, groundbreaking, out-of-this-world $50,000 raise through Slice of Life Songs from Wholesome Games. That was all directly awarded to 5 exceptional artists. To celebrate, we wanted to do something special, so we asked for a little help from all of our friends.
Congratulations to all the grant recipients.
Huge congratulations.
We're really, really glad that we could contribute in our own little way.
I'm really excited to see and play these prototypes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so sweet!
We love that the Galaxy Fund is helping to lower the barrier of entry into creative endeavors.
Every game presents their own unique sets of difficulties, but if you ever feel like you hit a roadblock or you need help or you need some advice, reach out to people, because one thing that I wish I would have known is how eager to help everybody is.
I know firsthand how important it can be to have that moral and financial support at the beginning of a project.
We've had our fair share of people telling us our gameplay vision would not sell, and also a myriad of other problems that tend to come up.
You know, it is so difficult. This landed at like just the perfect time of that little like inch of keep going, and like it was just so helpful. And like, you know, it's the funding is such a crucial part of it.
I was just really like surprised and excited when we heard that like Wholesome Games was doing like the whole final for the Galaxy Fund.
I hope this fund helps smooth over some bumps and potholes as you make your game. I hope it buys you some time and power to create with fewer compromises.
Be sure to take care of yourself. It's really easy to go get crazy during game day.
Sure is.
And just best of luck with everything.
Play the game with as many people as you can. People who are going to give you like critical, real feedback, not just your best friends who are going to say it's great.
Man, should I be taking notes? Advice? I'm like saving like their words of wisdom so I can keep remembering it for later.
Like when I looked at the faces on the video, I'm like, this is exactly what I expected to come and like help support us. Like people who like people who cared and have been through this.
I hope that we can continue to keep raising each other up, and I can't wait to see all the games that you guys create.
So congratulations, Daisy, Geneva, Latoya, Jules, and Kat. All your projects look beautiful.
We're super excited to see what this year's and future years Galaxy Fund recipients have in store for us.
Because the more that you share of your perspectives and imaginations, the better off games are. And the richer we all become in the ways that matter.
No problem.
Small actions.
Please take care, Anna.
And it just makes me feel good and supported to feel like there's a whole community of creators that wants to tell more stories.
And congratulations again.
What the industry thinks is profitable and getting here. And to know that we're all part of that fight is really reassuring.
Thank you to everyone who has purchased, contributed.
I can't tell if it's a cat or a koala.
We're wishing the best to everyone.
thank you for stepping up to the challenge.
I think it's a cat.
Remember that you're not alone, and keep the spark that got you started.
We can't wait to play your games.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Wow, thank you, Wholesome Games. I'm just like very grateful.
It was nice to see the faces of the folks who helped to contribute to this.
And I'm excited to like put the prototype out in the world next year. Yep, next year. Wow.
Since then, we've also launched supportgalaxy.fund, a website where you can find the recipients of each round of grants that we raise through the Galaxy Fund, along with the prototypes that were made directly from your contributions. What you'll also find is a nomination form. Starting today, you can nominate someone to receive future grants from the Galaxy Fund. Nominate your friend, nominate your crush, or better yet, nominate yourself. Thank you to everyone for your support.
Oh wow, that last one hurt. It's just like, oh my god, that's actually a really good advice.
And that brings us to the end of our program.
Aw.
Thank you to all the developers who participated, the wonderful folks at The Mix for hosting us, and to you for watching. Remember, if you are interested in any of these titles, check out wholesomegames.com for all of the links and details on how to support each developer. I hope you enjoyed this little snack. I'll see you next time. Bye!
I always like I like the aesthetics. I really do. It's a very different aesthetic. This is what I wished PlayStation would do. Like really take ownership on their aesthetics and provide something different, but make sure it works. Because these guys are indie developers and they can't do a whole lot, but what they can do, they understand, and what they are able to do, they provide, and then they just work on those little parts a bit more until they're able to do more. And it's kind of what I want the PlayStation Directs to be. I always keep making jabs at the PlayStation Direct, and to be fair, Xbox doesn't really do anything, so it's not really like that different. But the PlayStation stuff needs to have this sort of. I feel like if I had to compare this, because this is inspired by the Nintendo Directs there, and this is a very good way of them doing. Taking an idea that already works and having their own spin on it, but with it being in a very positive way. And I can't imagine, like, I feel like PlayStation always wants to be the bombastic movie type, but it's like, if you're going to do that, you have to do that for every single thing. You can't do it for one more than the other, because it's lopsided otherwise. Everything has to be hype or nothing has to be hype. And personally, like I said, I'll always come back to it, but it's just because I want the PlayStation ones to be slightly more enjoyable to be a part of. Because that's kind of half the point of doing the Nintendo Directs. The Nintendo Directs originally were just made for, as far as I remember, shareholders. And then it ended up being that more people wanted to see more of it, and it was something that people could talk about. And there's a huge benefit to having a good Direct, something that was very well put together, a presentation that's nice to talk about. So if you're going to do special showcases, nothing wrong with doing special showcases, but the state of plays should have this sort of feel to it, where it feels like everything is there for a reason. Nothing feels forced. And if something is presented in a very particular way, then there's nothing wrong with it. There shouldn't be any compromise to the way that's presented. But then if you're going to follow an older motif, then take ownership on that motif, because it feels you'll remember it less in the long run, and that's kind of all I wish for. It like I said, it's kind of weird. I've only watched this, like, I only discovered this like late last year, maybe early this year, and I like this. I remember this. They don't really have grand presses. They don't have huge amount of hype to go about it every single year. And I wished more people would know about the Wholesome Direct stuff, because sometimes you'll see the indie games appear here before they ever appear in an indie world, or an indie Direct, or a Nintendo Direct, or even a State of Play. So having stuff like this is really, really important. I'm hoping that we'll see more of this type. And the best part about it is that if they did a regular Nintendo Direct, sorry, a regular Indie Direct, it won't have the same effect as what the Wholesome Direct was, because everything is designed to be wholesome. Whereas if you're trying to be a catch-all broad one, I can understand the difficulties behind it. It's just meant to be like, this is meant to represent what XYZ brand will be. Like the Sonic Central stuff was a really good one for that. They did take ownership. They did obviously was inspired by the Direct stuff, but they aimed everything towards the Sonic stuff, and it worked really well for them. Nobody looked at it and thought it was weird for it to be exactly the same. Nobody expected them to do a Sonic Central to begin with, but the fact that they did, it kind of shows that you can use the same motifs and still be interesting enough to be your own thing. So that's kind of what I want from State of Play. It always feels more like State of Play is always changing and they're improving, which is fine. But you have to be consistent with it. That was kind of what the beauty of the Nintendo Directs were. You had the same host, you had the same cameos from the same people. You had a consistent voice across the board. That's why someone like a Nintendo president or even a PlayStation president would be more suited for this sort of thing, because at least you know that person's not going to go away for a while, or their position isn't going to change for a while. Whereas here, they're like, even with the same thing here, you've got the same person who led the Direct 2 years ago, around about a year ago, doing it now. So yeah, I thought at least share that thought process a little bit. And I'm glad I got to catch the Wholesome Direct, the Wholesome Snack again. I missed it the first time. I'm kind of sad I missed it when it first came out. I did know some of the games that were out about, but it was nice to see them in full footage and in the way that it was presented originally. And it's always lovely seeing the host, I've forgotten her name, she's got a really nice, unassuming voice, and I believe she's a dev as well. So one day it would be really cool to host something like this. Really cool, really nice. Right, I want to set up something before I end today's stream. I'm not going to make this stream too long, but bear with me for a few minutes while I go set up the Xbox. I'm going to go play the Matrix Experience. So if you guys want to stick around for that, please do. If not, I shall see you two guys tomorrow for some Halo. Oh wait, no. Are we doing Halo tomorrow? We might be doing Halo tomorrow. I did want to play through Halo, and I also want to catch up on Monster Hunter. That's kind of the two things I want to catch up on at the moment. So it's one of them. Hang on. Give me a wait. Give me a wait. All right. Right. I shall be right back while I set up the Xbox. How do I do this? I did miss doing the opening thingy anyway, so the etiquette video.